Welcome to Be Continued. My name is Garrett.
My name's Jake.
And my name is Dare. This is To Be Continued, where we continue all your favorite stories from TV, movies, and anything else pop culture related.
Today's episode, Harry Potter.
Sorry, I'm trying to do the theme song.
You gotta do something. You gotta do something. Someone had to come through with some like dun, 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 dun. Even though every single theme song that I try to sing ends up being Jurassic Park. I don't know if anyone ever catches that.
It's iconic.
Like, every time I was just like Harry Potter theme go dun 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 dun. No. Like every time, man. I can't. My brain is a weird place, but yeah, we're here to continue this thing, and they kind of did, right, with like a play or something.
Yeah,
like,
The Cursed Child.
Yeah, they did.
How cursed was this child? Can you spoil it?
If you people are willing to listen.
It depends on who
wants
wants
to spoil
to
it.
be.
It's all right. I don't want to ruin it for the listeners, but
I don't know. That story's pretty interesting. It takes like the Harry Potter story in a further direction. You know what people kind of wanted to see, but I don't think it really hits the same marks. Only because it's a different focus on like a different kid. And I feel like if you're gonna, and I think they already corrected this with Fantastic Beasts. They give you something different that's still in that world versus almost forced continuation of the main Harry Potter stories. I like that they did something different with Fantastic Beasts, and you're really diving into just a new area of the world.
you think that's like a safer bet, though? Like, obviously.
I mean, if you
a safer bet to keep on with the Harry Potter story, or
Well, I mean, if like
To
the
change
actors
up.
don't want to come back, and like you
that's a
can't
huge
recast
thing, yeah.
Harry Potter, so it's like it's kind of just a safe bet to just make a new thing, and it like same world, different era, though. You're not really touching anything. Like everybody who would show up is younger, so you have to recast. Like it just makes sense. Like
that was why I wasn't
rather than like Ron
huge.
not coming back. You know what I mean? Like that'd be lame if they tried to continue it, but then one actor didn't come back, so they had to like it would just throw everything off. It's
they
just
signed
easy.
up for this many movies.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off though.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say I have to say that if like one of the reasons I wasn't a huge fan or super excited to go see Fantastic Beasts is because it was a prequel. Like I didn't see very much of a connection to the original. And I guess I don't know why. Maybe I just had a lack of interest in the world itself. But
Maybe that's why they set it up that you didn't like that, because they were doing a prequel story. But it really feels like it's its own thing. It's not like making jokes at saying like, oh, here's Harry Potter's story, or here's this story, here's that story. They really just like tell a story in the beginning. So maybe the marketing was off, that you didn't want to see. That's why you feel like you didn't want to see the Beast.
Yeah. You sound like the biggest Fantastic Beasts fan here.
Are you a Fantastic Beasts fan?
I probably am.
Did
only
you see it in
because
theaters?
I'm not. No.
No.
First
I didn't either. Okay.
I just recently watched it, actually.
Did you see all the Harry Potters in theaters for the most part?
For the most part, yeah.
I didn't. Well, I
stopped seeing like
movies.
the last like
see
3. I
them
didn't see them in theaters, but
yeah,
I have seen all of them.
I feel like a lot of people.
I was just
fell
trying
off
to like
after,
five. Did you read the books?
No, I did not read books.
I read up to
One
5, but like.
Dang, okay.
That's
No,
a
they
lot.
got to. Or I stopped at 5, or
Isn't
whatever
there only
one
5?
hit 1,000 pages.
The Cursed Child is the 8th one.
Is the 8th? Oh.
Order of the Phoenix is 5, and like I think that's the one where it was 1,000 pages, and I said, "Fuck that."
That's
I tapped
crazy.
out.
1,000
1,000 pages.
I think we should
The
establish.
paperback version should clear.
I think we should establish our houses for the audience.
Oh, so we all went on Pottermore
Of course.
to get sorted. Pottermore.com if anyone's curious what their sorting would be. I got Gryffindor.
Yeah, you got Gryffindor. Hey, so I got Slytherin. Yep, Parsons Tongue speaking.
Look at this.
Well, I mean,
fucking bullshit. Look at this bullshit.
He got. Are you putting it up?
Yeah, I'm fucking.
You got Hufflepuff.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck is this? This is absurd. This is a marking on my life. I will never live this down.
It's pretty accurate.
I pretty much feel like
pretty accurate.
I must have peaked earlier in life, because this is like a low that I
low
will not
point.
come back from.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and this is like this is really just the thing that I'm dealing with at the moment. So anybody out there who is in Hufflepuff and wants to befriend me in the hallways, please do not.
Oh my God!
wow.
You're bringing shame to your house.
No,
Jeez.
dude.
You gotta.
Do you think this is an accurate representation?
Have a lot of Hufflepuff.
What was the description of Hufflepuff?
They're more like teamwork focused and more like I'm not an expert on all this stuff, but
Fuck.
They're like more compassionate and like team caring, and
I'm just kidding. Like I really don't care. I just think it's like I think it's a good. I think it's a
funny.
good laugh. I think it's a really good laugh. And if anyone was like, it's also
if anyone was
funny.
offended.
Oh yeah, if anyone was offended, but like that's also kind of the joke in it, where it's like someone out there got Hufflepuff and flipped out. But to me, it's like.
My coworker did too.
Hufflepuff is
I guess
the
like
Meg.
Ravenclaw just sounds like a cool name. Like my kid's probably gonna be named Raven and then middle name Claw. So like he's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of his life in my abandonment. But yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I'm proud I got Slytherin. Only 'cause it was very divisive after we took it, and I don't. Why do you think they like sort everyone as soon as they get in the house? I know like the historical aspect that there were like 4 founders and all that, but honestly, it's really funny that a school like sorts you.
Yeah, talk about gang violence.
Yeah,
Not a good idea in my opinion.
Cue Big Sean's clique right now.
Dude.
Ain't nobody fucking with my clique. That's what me and all the Hufflepuffers listen to.
That's what you listen to?
Yeah, because we're a clique.
Alright, well then Slytherin probably listens to...
You think people in Hufflepuff
Death
listen
metal.
to Big Sean? That is not even like,
Hufflepuff listens to like classical music.
Actually, they probably do listen to Big Sean, but that's like the only rapper they know. Like, they think they're like soup. Like they feel like they like figured out the key to rap because it's Big Sean. They're just like, yeah, he's the best. It's like, yeah, but you ever heard of Kendrick Lamar or anybody else? Nah. At Hufflepuff, we just only listen to Big Sean and classical music.
See, I feel like with Slytherin
listens to Kanye West.
No, we don't. Don't even try that, you Gryffindor.
Hey, whoa.
We listen to like Schoolboy Q, like J-Rock. We listen to A$AP Ferg. We listen to A$AP Rocky, Tyler the Creator. We listen to some... What? Yeah,
you guys are listening to like My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Crying
No.
in the shower and shit.
Man,
mindless self-indulgence. Like, dude, I see you guys in the washroom. You guys crying and shit. Like, it's sad.
As a Gryffindor, we listen to classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Black Sabbath. Fuck Slytherin.
You don't listen to that.
I listen to that sometimes. Freebird's one of the best songs of all time.
Big Sean and classical music.
Alright, anyway, let's continue the story. Well, not necessarily Harry Potter. That's where... Do you guys want to continue?
I would literally I would love to just have all creative direction for The Cursed Child because I would have made it way cooler.
I say for the sake of this podcast, I think it would have to be that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are canon. What would you do afterwards? Continue.
Okay, so we're not talking about The Cursed Child then.
No.
All right, well then let's pitch something specifically.
Because it's hard to do that without spoiling it. So unless you want to be the one to spoil it, we take it in as audience members. Me and Jake, the listeners, listen to it, and then and then from there I'll figure out how I can spin it.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Like at the end of the movie, you see Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron seeing their kids off to school, right, with Malfoy and everything.
So you know that they lived on.
Yeah, so
what would you do from there? Would you focus the movie on that? Okay. I think that's where you'd have to be the to be continued.
Like restarting, kind of get Star Wars, Disney kind of deal. You'd have to.
Yeah, because I think those are the ones everyone's seen.
JK Rowling already continued all of their stories, but to cancel all that and just go off the movies from.
We're acting like it's 2012 again, dude.
Well,
Deathly Hallows Part 2
let's
just
do it.
I would
continue.
I would change.
I
wouldn't do Harry Potter anymore.
Harry Potter 8. Harry Potter 8, dude. HP8.
Hey, HP8.
Hashtag HP8, dude.
That's a great idea, Darius.
What is it?
No, I'm just saying that there's 7 movies. So I was saying, imagine, in a
Harry
world
Potter
where
8.
they were we're bringing back Harry Potter with Harry Potter 8. We got all the actors back. That hashtag HP8 would be a thing.
Hashtag HP8.
It would be.
HP8, Harry Potter 8, dog. Come on.
Make it a Christmas special.
Dude, okay, so I'm thinking, if we're continuing Harry Potter, then, let's see him fight for his family now and have to teach his kids the dark arts and teach it, not dark arts, but teach him how to defend himself and stuff. Let's see Harry Potter now having to, well, we kind of saw the Dumbledore's army when he was teaching other students how to defend himself, but maybe we can even get more personal where Harry Potter now wants to defend his kid and make him the best suited to handle things like that. But his biggest enemy or conflict would be rounding up the rest of the Death Eaters who are trying to I don't know, spread chaos. I don't know what they'd want now that like Voldemort's dead, now that their leader's gone. I don't want to say like, oh, bring back him again. They tried to bring him back 7 times. Like there's 7 different Horcruxes and all that. Let's not like just try to bring back Voldemort.
Such a struggle to kill that guy. Holy
I don't
shit.
think you can have a Harry Potter. Like, if
I like the idea of like a new Dark Lord coming along, you know, like somehow more badass.
Maybe we
like
see
the
that
kid.
in his kid.
Like,
oh, exactly,
like
yeah.
his kid.
So basically, like, kind of cursed child, but not the cursed child that JK Rowling about. Like, maybe you can have Albus Potter, his own son. He's trying to be more. Harry Potter's trying to be more controlling over his son to keep him out of danger and to show him the light and all that. But in the same way, he's not allowing his kid to be himself and to learn himself. So then he starts turning onto a darker and darker path, where it becomes like a father and son story.
So the cursed child means that he's destined to be the Dark Lord.
Well, I wouldn't say
Is that
Dark
what
Lord.
is that what it is?
Because he was like the cursed child, so I was like, oh shit, is that what that fucking means? This is crazy.
Well, the cursed
I
child.
never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely have like a. Well, who would you put as a villain in that? Would you make his son the big villain or whatever? Or would you put him? Because that would be indirect conflict to Harry Potter if we're gonna keep a Harry Potter story going.
I feel like
Not a son story, but
What
like
if
a
you
Harry
just
Potter
made it
story.
like a mystery
guys are
to
gonna
like
hate
figure
me.
out who?
keep going.
What?
Go.
Okay, what about what about like his son did something like dangerous or bad, like he like accidentally hurt another student, that he can't control his powers or something, but he doesn't want to go to his dad, and Harry has to figure out that it's his son doing a lot of damage and danger. Like it's like him trying to keep a secret that bad things are happening. And that's kind of the mystery element of like who's causing all these like curses or spells or, you know, dangerous acts. And it's just his son either not being able to control himself, or he created a spell that went terribly wrong, or he brought back an evil or dangerous thing. You know, I'm saying like it's out of the son's control, but the son tries to hide it from his dad, and that's where the mystery element comes, because JK Rowling does great mysteries. But,
They're all mysteries.
yeah, everything's a mystery.
Hey,
Are you hearing us? Okay. What do you think? What's going through your mind, Garrett?
I don't know, dude. Like, it's hard to like think of a good way to continue it.
A Harry Potter story without it
in a
feeling
lot
like
of ways.
forced.
Yeah,
Or just like
yeah. It's like you had seven books. That's a lot of book. That's a lot.
That's
a lot of book action,
That's a
bro.
lot of book. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. So it's like when you're touching something like that, it's like if you're making a movie, I guess since you ended 7 with that shit with like he was dropping his kids off at Hogwarts, right?
Yeah, they
So,
kind of
like,
give you no option there.
So like that leaves you no option to kind of just make it about the kids more so than about like him being Harry Potter. But
To like hear like what he's doing now was honestly depressing. He's just like an employee at the Ministry of Magic, like
No,
at the Chris Challenge. And what I did like about that was that his son got into Slytherin. I don't know why I like that so
that's
much.
in the play.
Yeah.
He well he's an Aur. He like fights off dark magic. Like he I don't want to say he's like a cop, but he's like a
Vigilante
detective or
or
something. Yeah, something like I don't know.
a
He
warrior.
fights dark
A light-
magic. He's
a light magic warrior.
a light magic warrior.
Yes.
Okay, see, I hear what you're saying. That you don't want it to like. So basically, you don't want the Harry Potter extension, unless.
No,
would
I'm
you be
just-
down for another story, like it just another
Like directly
Voldemort, another-
related to Harry Potter, or would you want something completely different?
well, I'm just saying if you're doing it during that time period where like if you're saying like, hey, this is where you would want to start it at, like if you're gonna make like a new movie and it was gonna be like around the time period of the credits roll, it would have to be more about the kids rather than Harry Potter. But there's so much time period between where actually 7 ends and where that end credit scene is that you could fill in a lot of stuff. So yeah, you could go on more adventures, but it's also you face the risk of that nothing's gonna feel as threatening as
is Voldemort.
No,
as
yeah,
Voldemort.
I definitely think
that's why I
the
say
case.
like another Dark Lord's also just weird. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
dream continuation of Harry Potter would just be like I want to know how like. I mean, I said this I think on a different. Maybe I just said it to you guys in passing like just one day, but it was like the idea of taking how Hogwarts started and doing like a Slytherin movie all about that dude, like the original Slytherin guy.
Salazar.
Like Salazar
You,
Slytherin. And then you do a Hufflepuff movie, and then you do a Ravenclaw movie. But it's all the same story, but told from their perspectives. And then it's like an Avengers team-up movie where you got them assembling Hogwarts.
That's a great idea.
You understand that Hogwarts is coming together because there is a greater threat, and that the lessons of magic had to be sanctioned in a more scholastic way. For the country of England.
Okay.
We should definitely get like a...
that would be like something that you could do that wouldn't really touch anything, but would add so much more weight to the literal setting that every single Harry Potter movie is.
Yep.
So if they did it right, then you would be like, oh shit, these halls are important. Like, and I know why these are important. It would add a lot of context that like wouldn't affect anything. Like it wouldn't touch on any toes. You know what I mean? And it's like all these Harry Potter fans are very, very, very vicious, and it's like, so if you're gonna be touching their stuff, you better be doing it right. And that's what's cool about these like
no
Fantastic
offense,
Beasts
guys.
movies is that like the screenplays are all actually being written by JK Rowling, and it's like even if like you don't like the story, it's like you can't argue with the fact that the person who wrote the books, made the world, like created all these things that you do love about this context of like this mythology. Just because you don't like this one facet, you can't argue with it because it's being written by the same person who made it. It's like, what do you know what I mean? Like you can't really like, you can't, it's hard to argue with the person who like thought of this all from herself. Whether or not you like it, it's another thing, but you can't be like, oh, why are you messing it up? It's like, no, she's not messing it up, she's adding to it. Like, it's not someone else touching her property. You know what I mean?
See, that's a very strong difference between George Lucas and Disney versus JK Rowling, how she kept it and kept going. Granted, they were both received differently because George Lucas got a lot of backlash for his prequel and when he was adding things on. Not so much when he's doing the additional like canon and the books and everything else, but as soon as it was taken into Disney's rights, then it got really controversial. With J.K. Rowling, and she adds more and adds more, it's still there's so much Pottermore, and she's, I mean, honestly, her story is inspiring in herself, like in how she wrote the books and things like that. But also like the commitment to creating the story, creating the context, how just like thoughtful the whole process and things have been is like really cool.
I agree.
But, do you want to say anything else on J.K. Rowling?
Oh, it's impressive. She fell from the Forbes billionaire list because she gave away a lot of her money into charity. She's an impressive woman. Yeah, she did do that. I'm a huge fan. I haven't heard a lot of her like interviews and everything, but just some of the stuff I've read about her, she's an impressive woman, definitely.
What do you guys think about like the prequel idea or like this
I love it.
spin-off
I think
idea?
that was a great idea.
Smart? Like smarter, or do you think that's like a?
I think it's got like the Fantastic Beasts things going on. Like it's perfect because it's kind of can be off in its own universe, and if you need to draw ties to the original stuff, you can. And
do you think the Fantastic Beasts stuff is kind of being forced now that they're like?
I do.
I didn't think that like the sequel to the Fantastic Beasts would be so like heavily driven with like Dumbledore and everything, and I think that's a result of people not being as interested. You know what I mean? Like we need more iconic characters.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I don't.
But when you have the name Gryffindor in every movie, or like the name Slytherin, it's like that ties it in. I don't know why.
Newt, the main character.
I feel like it's necessary.
Who?
Newt, the main character in the.
Newt is from Hufflepuff. No way.
He's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
damn,
my
represent, bro.
We hang out in class.
What were you gonna say?
Can't remember, but I do really like the idea of kind of following like Potter's kid. Like for a sequel too,
Slytherin,
but
I like that
having
idea.
being Slytherin, but like having really struggled with being like a really powerful wizard because of his like bloodline, but also wanting to just being tempted like by like the dark arts. You know, I think that would be interesting to kind of look into because at times Harry kind of is when he like speaks. What's it called? Snake.
Parselton.
Yeah, that.
Do you
That's like that's just like super dark, and I definitely like those times in the movies. You know, like I like seeing it. You know, it's interesting. Kind of reminds me of like Anakin.
What would you want to see his son struggle with most? Like that's growing up, the fact that he has to be perfect like his dad, or does he have to be worried about how much like power he has, or do you like what should be the kid's conflict if you're gonna go with? Like,
I like the idea of him like kind of like seeing what his like dad's done and knowing like, oh, everyone's like thinks he's like a hero and everything, and him for some reason kind of disagreeing with him, like seeing like his own way, you know, and then like when he sees his own way, it kind of turns him into more of like a rebellious character and kind of turns him in more of like to more of an extremist kind of deal, like, you know, that wasn't his place to do this or whatever. Maybe if Voldemort had won, things might have been different or something. Like, I don't know, just something like could see him going down a dark path slowly.
What if he's like, I could see like his dad or like maybe just the Wizarding World like trying to force him into someone else, but he actually just likes, like, he could be totally into herbs and potions and things like that, but they're like, everyone's forcing him, you gotta do Quidditch, you gotta do this, you gotta do that and that. But he's like, I'm my own person, I'm different. But then he like starts learning about Slytherin stuff because he just wants a break from all the Gryffindor. I'm using these as like,
what house would you want him to be in?
What?
His kid, yeah.
Dude, Slytherin all the way. I mean, it gets a bad name, but you know, we're actually good, clever people. We are ambitious. Anyway, it just gets a bad name. But Slytherin's okay, guys. It's okay. They're actually nice and respected.
No,
anyway,
yeah, dude.
I think just for like character's sake and I think just like a cool contrast, it would be nice for him to be in Slytherin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And
what do you think about my idea of kind of turning him dark?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see like Harry's reaction though to that. Like, my son's in Slytherin. I just remember all the times Draco. Even though I made up with him, it's just like it's Slytherin's. He's not made up with Slytherin. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Why are you there? I am your dad. You know, like, come on,
like,
son. Like,
I don't want to be here. Okay, another thing I liked from the Cursed Child is how they made like Malfoy's son and Harry Potter's son like friends. Like they were best friends. You know. Like, that's actually really cool. I like that, you know?
It would be cool to see Harry Potter go to a Quidditch match and not know what, like, colors to represent. Like, his son is in green, but he's red. He's like red and yellow. That'd be cool to see him, like, you know, have to decide, like, which one. And, like, in the beginning of the movie, he picks the Gryffindor. At the end of the movie, he picks Slytherin to represent his son, you know, to put himself, put his kid above himself. There you go. You get the father and son story.
Would he work there at Hogwarts?
I wouldn't want him to work the school. He needs to be the light magic warrior.
He's in light magic.
So what does he do?
That's an aura.
Doesn't he like fight evil?
He fights dark magic users and stuff. Like he's like a cop, I guess.
Special forces
magic patrolling. I'm screwing this up, I know, but
wizard superhero.
All right.
That's exactly. He's a wizard superhero that defends against good magic.
So does he have a reason to be at Hogwarts?
Not really, but I feel
like... So
he
wouldn't be like a recurring...
He could definitely be like
you
a
could
PTA
work that in. No,
member
yeah, you could. You could definitely work that in to have him like appear, because there's always so many threats to Hogwarts. I'm surprised the fucking place is still open.
Can Hermione be the head of Hogwarts?
I like that idea.
It would be cool to see
what's his name?
Ron. Neville.
Oh, Neville. Yeah, heck yeah, Neville.
The most interesting thing I learned about Neville recently is his parents. His destiny, technically, if you research it, folks, like Neville and Harry were supposed to have like the same destiny. Like they were both, both could have been, the one to
I've
defeat
seen like
the Dark
articles.
Lord.
I just don't get it. How?
Because
like all of their
the same date or similar to the same date, and
pretty much the prophecy was associated with both of them. They're both their parents like challenged Voldemort 3 times. They were both born 7 months after the New Year or whatever.
Basically, the prophecy wasn't specific to Harry. It was specific to a child with like these certain qualities. But when Voldemort killed the parents and marked Harry Potter with that like lightning bolt, that's when he chose Harry for the prophecy. He set himself up for his own failure.
You guys are gonna hate me. There's a prophecy.
Yeah.
When was this explained?
I just found about it today.
Well,
I think it was. Yeah, no, it was today.
I don't know when they start talking about the prophecy. It's probably in the first book or something. Like you're the kid, the chosen one or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was just because he like lived.
Yeah, the boy who lived. I mean.
So is the prophecy the fact that a boy will live when they get hit with the death curse? Is the prophecy
part
Voldemort?
Of it. One has to kill the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can be the only ones to kill each other or something like that.
Then why would Voldemort curse anybody if that person has to kill him?
He didn't know that. He only got the first part, that there's a child who's gonna like rival him. So then he's like, all right, I'm gonna fuck up this kid. But he didn't know that by striking him that he would create his mortal enemy. He didn't know it, but he was just going down there to take care of business. But he ended up creating his own.
Dude,
He didn't get soft. He
I
tried
read
killing
these
him.
books as a kid, and I guarantee there was all this in there, and it just was like, where's the broom?
A lot of it,
Like,
was-
Right?
you know,
Yeah, it's
8-year-old
crazy
me's
how much
just
stuff like goes over your head when
Yeah.
you're young. Like it's
Dude,
wild.
all of like when you read it again, knowing like the ending, like JK Rowling, that's my does great at like mysteries. So like in the beginning of the movie, if you reread it, then there's probably like total like foreshadowing and everything, and every item, magical item there is in the rat itself that Ron carries is like
Scabbers.
one of his dad's friends. It's weird.
Creepy, super creepy.
Anyway,
How many times he saw Ron undressing?
All my friends are rats.
Creepy as hell.
to continue the story, I like your idea of how giving like Slytherin its own movie, Gryffindor its own movie, but I think like the last two should be like. So here's how
Are
I
you
think
saying
it should lay out.
Hufflepuff doesn't deserve its own movie?
No, I'm not saying
Oh.
that. I'm not. Why are you assuming that?
If the
That's
shoe
what it
fits.
sounds like.
Well, just hear me out first.
No.
So we roll out the. Well, hold on. This is the movie. This is the movie sequence.
Okay.
We roll out Gryffindor first.
Right.
Get people excited. Give them a warm welcome.
Yep.
Then we hit them with Slytherin, a follow-up, so they're thinking,
Agreed.
oh, this is
Nope.
like a trilogy kind
Disagree.
of thing. So
Okay.
Red alert.
Hold on, just calm down, you little Gryffindor. I put you first for a reason. Calm down. Second, Slytherin. Slytherin is second because the best, and we got a good movie with a good hype going in. And then you want to just overload for the trilogy. So I was thinking you put Hufflepuff and
No.
Ravenclaw
Oh,
together
damn.
in maybe a buddy cop film
No,
or
that's some
something.
bullshit.
Where you see how the hold on, hear me
That's
out.
some bullshit.
Hear me out.
It's some
Hear me out. I'm not done.
bullshit.
You don't even
I'm
want
not
to be a Hufflepuff.
I'm not,
But my
I'm not-
people need to be represented.
They are. That's their movie to shine with
half.
Ravenclaw.
50%.
It's like a buddy cop where both.
Why
of your
does it need to be a
qualities-
trilogy?
Yeah,
number
no.
one.
Hold on, so- wait,
when you're
hold on.
talking about an original film, which was seven films long.
Darius,
Eight,
you
if count
shot,
the part
man.
two.
You missed, bro. You missed.
Hold on. Hear me out. So you
Airball.
got the Ravenclaw and the Hufflepuff to just overload the trilogy. The fourth movie is when you put them all together. And now you feel like, wow, how is everyone going to interact together? And you could get that strong build of a Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw
I don't
friendship.
even know why you're arguing this. This is already shot down.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
no.
You can have your own movie.
Yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't I have
No, you
my
got
own
the-
No,
movie?
there's nothing wrong.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking
You
about?
offended him.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pissed.
no.
This is some bullshit.
This is how you do it. This is how you do it. I
You
like.
know what's better than 3 movies or 4 movies? 5 movies.
Okay.
And that's where they team up because you're gonna give
And
each
the-
every single person
It just
respective
sounds
screen time.
It sounds so long, and I'm gonna forget about Gryffindor by the fourth.
Look,
movie.
if you don't go to the Hufflepuff
Oh.
movie, that's
You can never forget
that's-
about Gryffindor.
You know what,
face it.
dude? We're gonna have to change the order now.
Bastard.
We're gonna go
Just did.
Gryffindor.
Ah.
Then we're gonna go Hufflepuff.
Oh,
Then we're gonna go Slytherin. We gotta make sure that they're seeing the Hufflepuff movie because they really want to see the Slytherin movie. You know what I mean? Like we can't just give them both the 2 that they want up front because
You know
then
That's what I
no one will
said. Yeah,
come see
that's
the
exactly what I
Hufflepuff
thought.
movie.
This is a stupid idea.
Yeah.
you're in Gryffindor first.
We just start
Every
with
time.
Ravenclaw.
Stop it.
We call it Claw Raven, and people are like, "Ooh, is this a spooky movie?" And then they go in and they're like, "Oh shit, this is a Harry Potter prequel," and then it's really good. That's how we'll get them.
Okay,
Claw Raven.
That sounds terrible.
2023.
All right, how about this? I'm sorry, there's no Ravenclaw here, but we'll pitch our own.
I'm not.
We'll pitch our own movie here for
Ravenclaw.
for a house movie. Pitch your own Gryffindor movie.
I like
I'll
the-
pitch my own Slytherin. You pitch your own Hufflepuff.
I got a
Dude,
Ravenclaw
I like
movie.
the idea. I like
They
the idea of
recruit me
starting
as their
Oh, God.
true savior.
No,
You
no.
don't even like Hufflepuff. and
I
you-
love him.
With,
Anyway.
okay, with
Yes.
with the movie sequence separate, I love the idea. You gotta start with like Ravenclaw, in my opinion. Real world builder. Make it kind of off the beaten path, just kind of its own standalone thing, and then by the time you realize, you really get into him, like, oh, I think this guy's last name is Ravenclaw or something like that. Isn't that like the leader of the House of Ravenclaw?
It's a woman. Her
Then-
name's
Whatever. And then
Okay.
you got Hufflepuff coming in hot at second.
Okay. So you're building it up. You're slowly building it up.
Slowly building up that world. And then for third, we go Slytherin, give it like that Empire Strikes Back dark kind of
Yep.
hit to it. And then come out strong with Gryffindor, that Return of the Jedi kind of deal. Just come out shocking out, baby.
We shoot them all back to back to
I
back
don't
to back to
oppose
back.
that. I like
And
seeing
they
the
come
They
out.
all debuted 6 months apart,
Good
yes.
number.
You know where I'm going with this.
Day apart.
A
That's
day
6 months
apart.
to the day.
Harry Potter Day.
And
This would probably make
Harry
a
Potter week.
great,
So how
a
would
great
you-
Netflix series.
okay. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. So what about a Netflix series that you feature?
Do I not have to pitch my Hufflepuff movie?
No, we haven't pitched the movies yet.
Okay.
Okay.
And I
I'm
think-
sorry.
I think-
Are you ready to pitch your? Okay.
No,
pitch your
no,
Hufflepuff.
not at all.
I don't even want to do this
Okay,
anymore.
Let me throw this idea out there. Then we'll get back to pitching each other. Like,
Do it.
Okay. So what about like a detective mystery serial? What's going on? Serial killer wizard. Okay, for a
I
Netflix
like that.
series. 1 season long. There's about 13 episodes. Where it's not necessarily each episode is a villain of the week or like a bad guy, but it's more of just a bigger plot twist and reveal. Like, oh, it just got deeper.
Like
It
Heroes.
just got deeper. Kind of like Heroes, yeah. And then you see like, oh, certain people meeting up and stuff. I want to like push the mystery element more and just have the magic be just the backdrop. Simple, like what made Harry Potter great, but you have it in more of a hero trying to catch the villain. But he doesn't know who the villain is, and you see these things getting worse. You're so confident in this Hufflepuff idea. All right.
Let's hear it.
I'm not confident.
You're not?
I'm not confident.
You're fed up.
I read one line. I just wanted to share it. It says, Helga Hufflepuff, though she got on well with her fellow founders, her greatest friend was Rowena Ravenclaw.
Yeah. Oh, buddy cop.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
buddy
I'm
cop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was the
I'm not-
Slytherin right?
No,
But he was hated on by
I
everybody.
just think that
Wow.
story
of our lives.
because you're trying to take something away from the people. All I'm saying is that we can have them both kind of just start starring in each other's films, and then we get like at the end of the Helga
Exactly what I
Hufflepuff
was
movie.
saying, but
At the
okay.
end,
Yes.
after her and Rowena,
Yes.
they come through. They solve the crime. They realize that they had to do it together. See, at the beginning of the film, they don't like each other, and then you actually see that build up in the Helga Hufflepuff as rivals. But then over time, they come together. At the very end, Helga says, "Rowena, thanks for the help." Rowena goes, "Yeah, anytime." And then she goes, "What's your story?" Boom, fade to black.
Whoa.
And then we get that Ravenclaw.
So you get a
Damn.
Hufflepuff movie, but with the help of a Ravenclaw. So you still stay, the star. And
I'm
then
saying it
that
could be a
Ravenclaw's
buddy
the
cop movie, but we don't have to.
No. Oh,
Get
yeah.
rid of this.
I like the idea of an unlikely duo better
it's
than
kinda
like
like-
a buddy cop,
It's like Thor Ragnarok, but you've got the Hulk is gonna be Ravenclaw, and then Thor is pretty much what?
Step Brothers, but
Oh,
with
shit.
Helga
Oh.
Hufflepuff and Rowena Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Wavenraw.
All right.
Ravenwa. Oh, it's still we ain't even in frame. We're chilling. Dude.
Okay, cool. How
It's
about
Liddy.
this Slytherin idea?
That wasn't even the
See?
movie. That was just my ending. But yeah,
Oh,
continue. I got a
okay.
whole plot line, bro.
All right, then go.
You know,
What's
all right,
your
so-
plot? Okay. Okay. Whew.
This is something that people think
about
is
to
a
go down.
joke. This
Okay.
is something that people do not take serious,
I'm sorry.
and that is Miss Helga Hufflepuff.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies of the court.
Yes.
Please.
If there is anybody that deserves their own movie, their own 2-hour extravaganza, if you will,
Neville Longbottom.
it's definitely Helga Hufflepuff.
Okay.
She grew up in a small family
Okay.
with a lot of strife, a lot of vigor,
Mm.
a lot of hard times, hardships, and all she wanted to show was that the Hufflepuff name was not a joke.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You know?
I'm excited.
And then she realizes that it is a joke.
Oh.
But within that joke can still be greatness. It's a lightheart comedy, a little bit of romance, a little bit of Rowena,
Rom-com.
Ravenclaw coming in, and then at the end,
Lesbian romance story.
yeah, a little bit. But
Wow.
but like
What? Okay. Sorry, that distracts
Wait,
me.
Ravenclaw was a
Spring
woman,
break.
right?
Yes.
Spring break.
Okay.
Yeah, that
No,
works.
we don't need to. We don't need to put that.
Anyway, hold on. I've got an idea.
Spring break was a weird time for Helga Hufflepuff's life.
Okay.
But I'm not here to put any labels on anybody.
Okay.
That's all I'm
Alright,
trying
no,
to say.
it's-
Wow, that's
All
that's
right.
free there.
They
Okay.
could be-
And she's definitely
Cool story.
gonna fight like a giant walrus,
Okay.
like in the third act. It's
okay.
definitely just gonna be like a giant walrus,
All right.
and it's just running through the woods. And she's like, "Oh fuck, we gotta stop that walrus." And then when she does, she realizes that that was a Horcrux.
You are such a Hufflepuff. There we go. I like your idea.
Mother puppet.
Since it's like a lighthearted comedy, I was thinking this from what you said.
Yeah.
What if
Yeah. I'm listening.
so she like tries to make herself a great wizard and like she's trying hard and doing all that, but all of it's like failing for her, where she turns out to be a joke. Kind of like how Ron Weasley tries hard, but it's always like the laughing stock.
Yeah, I picture Helga Hufflepuff being a little bit.
How was
in a
Ron
similar-
Gryffindor?
He's noble.
Kind of his family.
I think they addressed that, didn't they?
They did. I don't know.
They realized that the orange.
He's a Gryffindor, man.
He does play pretty good chess.
The
I'll give him
orange.
that.
Shiny moment.
The orange of his hair mixes well with the orange on his tie. It was just like a fashion choice.
Aesthetic.
That Sorting Hat is actually like quite knowledgeable about like the Fashion Nova world.
It takes that into account.
Yeah.
By like how you're dressed, matching.
I've seen the Sorting Hat on Melrose a bunch.
Like I read GQ.
Yeah, Rodeo Drive.
What if the Sorting Hat is doing, dude? Oh my god, we need like a short like just.
That's
snippet.
my prequel. It's
That's
just
your
the
prequel,
Sorting Hat
Hat.
prequel, and it involves Helga Hufflepuff on spring break.
There you
Anyways,
go.
what are you guys doing for your spinoff?
My spin-off is going to be a great story of Gerdok Gryffindor, a brave and noble swordsman. Yeah, so he pretty much takes on what he thinks is the villain. I'm kind of losing myself here. I just basically want the villain to be in the end of his movie, like to come out to be Slytherin, and like have it be like a rivalry where like it ends up being the villain, but in the end they end up kind of like realizing that they need to work together, and then it's kind of like a yin and yang relationship.
Is it a romance?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's more like a competitive.
Not that that's a bad thing. It's just
Yeah, no.
I didn't take any offense. I was just clarifying.
There's two ways that we can do this.
If you guys thought Helga Hufflepuff was gonna be loving on Ravenclaw, I can think Gryffindor was gonna be loving on your Slytherin movie. So I just wanted to clarify for the audience in case they were also curious.
Just wanted to set the tone for a rivalry that would span decades.
Do you want them to start out
through romance?
In the story, they like start out as equals, but would you want to see like Slytherin and Gryffindor like together at first, like yo, hey, we're best buds at first, and then turn into enemies, or enemies turned into friends?
I like best friends first and then turn into enemies.
Yeah, get some growth and then see
Has
how they like
some story, some bones.
So the
to
opposite of Helga Hufflepuff and
yes,
Rowena Ravenclaw.
And like it'll be like one of those. It'll be like one of those. I don't know. You just realize like, holy shit, these movies kind of had like the same thing almost, but like they did it way differently.
Yeah, no,
opposite.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Oh yeah.
So this is what I'm thinking. So opening scene, you got Salazar Slytherin in like the worst house. It's like they're poor, they're kind of shoddy, and it's not like the greatest out of the entire like town's worth.
You want this to be the first movie?
Sure. I'm pitching. I was pitching a solo movie.
Can Hufflepuff show up, Helga?
No,
like no. Backdoor pilot.
No, this
like,
is.
I'll show up for a scene, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I like that girl. I hope she gets her own movie," and then she will.
I think they need it.
Oh Jesus!
Someone's got to introduce Helga Hufflepuff.
No, it's not. You're making it sound fun. So
because it will be
getting like a random character.
It's gonna have
every
some
now
light, some light-hearted in it. Some light-heartedness.
You'll go to like the convenience store. Helga Hufflepuff's working there.
All right, let me pitch the solo thing.
Yeah, you go.
And then I'll figure out like we'll do a Defenders
cameos
thing,
afterwards.
We'll
all right, floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the beginning you see shoddy like little Slytherin house, and this is before Slytherin names Gryffindor and all that. It's just a house, like just not just a house, but just a town that gets attacked by, I was thinking some kind of beast like a dragon or something, and it takes the town's strongest like wizard. Okay, how about walrus? We'll have
we gotta see. This is where
the walrus will connect all of our movies together. Okay.
Yes. It'll be like a.
I'm gonna say it right now.
Flying walrus.
I'm just saying, like, well, Harry Potter fire the walrus, but it should be like a woodland walrus.
Okay, woodland walrus.
Mm-hmm.
It attacks the city the town every now and then.
I don't know about this one, guys.
This walrus idea is kind of a very Hufflepuff thing, but Slytherin.
Fine. He'll only be in my movie.
No, have him only in your movie. Let's have an actual snake in the Slytherin movie.
You already had a snake, bro. Did you not watch Chamber of Secrets?
Are you talking about the Basilisk? Yeah, I did.
Basilisk.
Anyway, this
Basilisk.
Is it Basilisk? I was trying to do it like.
No.
Okay. Anyway, start. This is the basilisk, whatever, that big snake serpent is going to be the one that destroys the town and village every now and then. So
every now and then.
Is it like a giant snake or like a small snake?
It's a giant snake.
Damage?
It comes in annually, destroys the town.
Is it the world serpent?
The what?
The world serpent.
How about yes? But they don't know that the world is much bigger. And it's just like back in that time, they're like, this thing could devour worlds or whatever.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Okay. Cool. And some Norse mythology.
So that's just some exposition there.
There we go.
All right.
But as Slytherin, Salazar grows, he becomes more of a laughingstock, more of a you suck at wizardry kind of thing. that
More
everyone-
Malfoy.
Yeah,
type.
you know, everyone puts him down because he's like a weak wizard. Not because
Oh,
he's
everyone's
Slytherin.
putting him down. I thought
Putting-
he
yeah,
was getting cocky.
No. He's not getting cocky.
Okay.
Everyone's like knocking him around, knocking him down.
But
But
to be fair, most people from Slytherin are like cocky assholes, right?
Not really. It's
I'm
more of a
just kidding.
stereotype.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm so into this thing, dude. So where was I? Oh, basically he's getting put down until he like says, you know, I have had enough, and starts like learning and spending more time training and learning his magic powers and still that. He doesn't get better, he just gets decent at it. So that he starts then defending himself, and people are kind of like worried about him, like, oh, now he's all like goth and emo or something, like he's all dark now. He's gained a new sense of power in himself, and people are fearing him rather than respecting him. He wants respect though. So now that people are afraid of him, he's like, I don't want this either. I want you to love me. So when this giant serpent comes around, you know, it's an annual thing.
Does the serpent love him?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Dude, the
That's
serpent
that
loves
you
him?
jumped in active,
Alright,
but
sorry,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
This is sick, dude.
So the big serpent comes around, and it takes all like the greatest wizards stand up and they try to like defend their place, but eventually all the great wizards are like, you know, it's not going well, and they start dying, and then it's up to the young Salvar, who's learned a lot of like parcel tongue, to go up and actually talk to the snake and relate its feelings. He has to find a new way to like not just the who's got the bigger wand and power, but he uses
mentally beat it, dude.
yes. Not by like saying,
I like that.
you know, like it's more of just like a hey, I'm your friend thing. Like I don't know what is gonna be the resolution, as in like, hey, go eat people over on that town, or go like,
You'd lock him in the Chamber of Secrets, right?
oh wow, that would be a good yeah. Yes, Jake. Yeah.
Okay.
That Jake.
But is
that,
Hogwarts
exactly.
Hogwarts exists?
Well, no, maybe that's just like the
shit.
begin. Maybe it's just
Maybe
that dungeon.
Hogwarts is
figured
built
it.
upon the Chamber of Secrets.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
They're
exactly.
like,
and
oh
that's-
shit, how are we gonna hide this big ass Chamber of Secrets with a big
No,
secret?
I like the idea that in the team up movie, that's part of the dialogue. Is everyone's trying to figure out where to build the school? And
No,
then you,
that feels
and
like
then
a-
you, Mister, you trick us into think like you really want us to build it right here.
'Cause
Little
it's a
do we
nice
know
place.
it's
Yes.
on top
I
of
like
a chamber
that.
of secrets.
Bro,
You
I'm just saying.
dirty
there's
bastard.
Great scenery
You dirty-
over there.
all I'm
There's
saying-
great soil. It's
Yep.
just a good place to build a school.
And then you just
Now-
hear like souls suffering in the Chamber of
And Helga
Secrets.
Hufflepuff probably bought the fuck out of that.
I
She
like
was like,
that
"That's
idea.
great.
Yeah.
I
That's
like that
great.
idea.
Wonderful spot."
Maybe Hufflepuff was feeling bad for me. You're
Look,
like, you
I
know
just
what?
missed my walrus.
Let's listen.
I'm gonna go
Killed
on a
it.
limb.
I killed it at the end of the movie. I had to put it down.
I'm gonna say that Gryffindor was definitely
loyal.
not down for anything that you were down because
What? Because
we don't like each other.
Dude, let's just come together and work together for this idea. I like your ideas. They came through in my story. We can work together.
Okay, fine.
Slytherin.
That's
Thank
fine.
you. Now that I got Jake on my side, I'm gonna
Ah!
do what I can. And hey, that's exactly what the snake should do. You know, I'm just saying, like, go and put the school on this hill.
Like-
so that
like
if
at-
you guys
at-
cross me, I'll just eat you up with my snake.
How about like we'll never throughout like the team up movie and like Slytherins, we'll never really know if he's like a good or bad character. Like he'll always be like kind of like the Slytherin.
Slytherin,
Yeah,
It's like
Oliver?
Snape.
yeah, exactly.
Before we find out he's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like you never find out, and like in the teammate movie, like it ends with literally like him doing
You
something
just walking into the
suspicious.
Chamber of Secrets.
Or like Gryffindor like finally trusts him.
Yeah.
Gryffindor finally trusts him, and then out of nowhere he like does something shady. Like at the end of Thriller, when Michael Jackson like smiles at the camera and turns into like a werewolf or whatever, like
True.
that. But like a Harry Potter version.
So I'm thinking, like,
Yeah, you're a mean guy, dude.
I'm not a mean guy. It's just I had a hard
On
upbringing.
the surface,
You guys
you're a
are
nice
judging.
guy.
I had a hard
On
upbringing
the
too. I had to
surface,
put
I'm a
down
very
my walrus at a young age.
You
Stop.
walrus.
I'm dealing with the
Okay.
law here.
I'm sorry.
Like, fuck.
I'm sorry. You're very kind and caring.
And loyal.
Okay.
And loyal.
That's literally
That's
what
the
it
walrus.
is.
Walruses are known for being loyal when
Dude.
domesticated.
I'm thinking
I
for a
totally made
Hufflepuff,
that up.
it
What?
should be like a PETA story. Like you were trying to save the walrus, but it had to be put down in the
Who
end.
do you think's producing this shit? No one's gonna go see a Hufflepuff movie, but PETA will fund it if I kill a walrus.
It's like Free
no, I
Willy.
think it's the opposite.
No, as like a don't
Save
do
the
this.
walrus!
Only do this in movies because we only have a few left.
Oh, okay.
Like if you find a walrus, there's only 8.
So we'll make
Don't
this a
kill it.
special
Can
walrus.
can we switch it to a manatee?
You know, aren't walruses just manatees with teeth?
Have you seen like the video of the manatee running into like the glass wall? That's the only reason I say so.
I just want to know like more about Miss Helga. Did you know that Helga's fellow founder Salazar Slytherin proposed a controversial action in which Muggle-born students should not be admitted to Hogwarts based on their heritage? Hufflepuff,
I knew you were a piece of
Ravenclaw,
shit.
and Gryffindor refused this. However, and it escalated to such degrees that Slytherin ultimately left the school permanently, dude. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
Yeah, get the fuck out, bro.
It's my
Get out.
secrets.
I left because you guys didn't understand the complexities of wizardry.
Okay, but
You're dark, bro. You're dark.
Okay.
Talking to snakes and shit. Shouldn't even keep your house.
You think you're so just?
I am just.
You're all about might makes
I got a
right.
fucking sword.
What kind of right is that?
How about
a sword? Yeah, you have a sword and you have a wand. Why are you using the sword? Sit down.
It says that
you kind of got me there.
It says my biggest strength was Helga Hufflepuff had a gift for food-related charms.
I knew it. She was fat.
And
I take that back.
She's beautiful.
Can we edit that out?
And her recipes are still used as a basis for many Hogwarts feasts, dude.
You remember all that food flying in? That's Hufflepuff. What were you saying?
I can't remember.
She's also the reason why the house elves work in the kitchen.
That's kind of a controversial thing, though.
No, because then they won't be abused in houses.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
like Dobby.
We take care
Poor
of
Dobby.
I mean...
We don't want Dobby cooking anything. Like, I don't trust that guy.
Wait, okay.
Weird hands.
How can we make a Dobby movie sound good? Or like a show? Can we get a Dobby, like, series?
Episode 1
that would have to be like, that'd have to be like a Christmas...
Dobby dies, too. And
Christmas special.
Yeah, but like, we kill him.
Dobby on ice.
Definitely a Christmas special. His biggest conflict is Lucius. He's trying to have like a celebration for the Malfoys, like Draco and his mom. But
I'll be honest with you, I'm not feeling this.
Hold on. This
I
is
like
a Christmas special.
That's the only way it would work.
Dude, Dobby.
Does it have to be
a
animated?
Pinball game.
No, it doesn't need
Pinball game.
You want a Dobby pinball game?
I mean, what else are we gonna
that.
need?
Yeah, no, I don't see him being much more than that.
Right. Okay. This Christmas special could totally work. Draco is super young, and Dobby wants to, brighten up his Christmas day, and Lucius is like, no presents this year. He's the. You can have a classic fairy tale.
Okay.
Dobby's gonna be the Santa Claus.
Dobby.
With Dobby.
Dobby is a free elf.
Dobby, the movie, powered by Dolby Home Theaters.
I would just have a whole big bucket of confusion surrounding.
And then you hear that shit that you hear in front of the movies
like
when they
the
do that.
THX
Yeah, the
thing.
THX
That's
thing.
the loudest thing I've ever heard in your entire life.
And then after you just have
Pop films. What if we take Dobby? What if we take Dobby?
with the Dursleys?
No. What if we take Dobby? Just put him right there. Then we pair him with like a Dementor.
I was gonna say a walrus, perhaps.
Like, I would like that, but we killed him in the Hufflepuff movie. So
oh yeah.
There was one
Sorry.
left.
I would love to see like a short with like a house elf and a Dementor, like see them two.
Unlikely duo.
I have to survive like a.
I want a Goblet of Fire 2, and it takes place in the future at the next Goblet of Fire or the Triwizard Tournament. Like I just want sequels to Goblet of Fire, and it just shows you like all these different people competing in the Triwizard Tournament.
It sounded like you said, I want a sequel of the next movie of this.
What?
Like, no.
The next movie?
Yeah, no, like, I want the next movie to be the one after this one.
Oh, no.
That's like what you said.
Goblet of Fire 2.
Yes.
No, like, I always, alright, so, like.
Goblet of Fire 2.
That's the only way I could describe it. But I was just like, yeah, like, I like the Triwizard Tournament a lot, so if there's ever, like, a Netflix series or something, like, I would like that.
Dude, you can totally have just a one-off anthology series on Harry Potter, Netflix, or HBO, or Amazon Prime, whoever cares. Of, like, a season of just a specific theme in the story. Like, let's say you have Quidditch games. You want to see, like, each episode is, like, or there's, like, 2 episodes. So one's, like, before the Quidditch game, and one's, like, after. One takes place during the, you know what I mean?
And we can
like,
title them, like,
games, or you
like,
can have, like, all Goblet of Fire. You can have different things there.
We'll title them, like, the, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it's the one with the unicorn. You know what I mean? Like,
are you trying to, like
the one with the broom? No, like the episodes.
Oh, the one with the episode names. Yeah,
the one with the unicorn. It's just it's about that night at
You almost
Hogwarts
lost
in
me there.
1984 when like all the unicorns got loose, and it just shows you like Johnny McJohnerson. He's like the Hagrid of the time, and he's just running through trying to get all these.
Dude, I want to see a continuation of Hagrid's life.
I feel like it just got really depressing and meaningless.
You know, like I know, right?
Well,
like they all
Hagrid-
ditched him and shit. And
Yeah,
Did he get
what
married?
did he do? What is he, like the groundskeeper, right?
he's the groundskeeper. He became the groundskeeper. I think he was a teacher at one point, but like Tom Riddle like framed him or something.
Snitch.
He's Buckbeak's
Anyway.
dad.
Who?
That Griffin.
Oh, the Gryffindor.
Or Bugbeak.
I like Fantastic Beasts and where it's going, but I think it'd be cool if they didn't do the whole Grindelwald story and did more of like a. I would want to see like a hunter, you know, going after like special like.
Well, what was his purpose even in the movie? Like, I think I might have fallen asleep to that movie.
He was going, and Obscurial is like kind of a rare, like I don't know. They were mixing up the idea of good and bad, and like, oh, we have to fight the villain, mixed in with, oh, I'm trying to like protect these creatures.
Yeah.
I feel like you could just do the creature story and have them like fight off against hunters.
Did
like,
we ever
zoos
figure out
and,
where
like,
we
different-
find them?
Where they find
The
like,
Fantastic
magic
Beasts, baby.
The Fantastic
creatures? Oh, the
Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts. He finds them. He brings them over to America, so they were probably in the Forbidden Forest or the.
It takes place in New York, right?
It takes place in America, but like he brings all those monsters and creatures from the like English side of the Great Britain.
That's how horses came to America.
Is it? No,
Magic
Native
Forest.
Americans had horses.
No,
Are
they
you
did
saying
not.
by magic? Like,
Same with buffalo out here
No, Buffalo were
Yeah,
here
Buffalo.
first.
and ants.
we brought horses over.
We brought
Yep.
ants from Guatemala.
Yeah.
There was never an ant here until Guatemala.
I hate ants.
Would you guys want to see?
Guatemala?
Okay, would you guys want to see like?
Oh,
I'm trying to think of like an immigration story, but with like.
No, I want to see a
magic.
story like we were talking about, like
Jesus.
a Chinese
I want some
Hogwarts.
travel there. What?
You know, or like a Japanese Hogwarts, or like
Oh,
a
Japanese
really
version
foreign
of, like,
story.
Hogwarts.
That's
Yeah.
an easy way to do it.
Oh, okay. We were talking about this. Like, you know how Fast and the Furious series has the
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
We want to see like a postmodern version of Harry Potter and the Wizarding World. So more like
Tech heavy.
faster- I wouldn't say like. Well, I mean, like, you know, magical artifacts heavy.
They got Max.
So basically, instead of like Fantastic Beasts, you got fantastic artifacts or items.
Fantastic items.
Fantastic
and
gadgets.
Where to,
Just kidding.
Where to find them.
How to build them.
Well,
Welcome
I'm
to
thinking-
Fantastic Items and where to find them.
I actually like that.
Yeah, I know, right? If you want your wands, step to the
Yeah,
left.
that's what I'm
If
saying.
you're
like-
looking for any other ancient artifacts from past ancestors or relatives, that is going to be in the far aisle on aisle 13. Look on the back right.
now
Next.
serving number 45 in window number 13.
Wow, you did that right on point. I feel like I was just at the DMV. Damn. That
I
was
think
great.
magical DMV's like getting like a broom license. Like,
Oh,
yeah, hey,
jeez. Imagine your
Magical.
test. Imagine if like Snape was like your flying instructor.
oh my god.
So,
screwed.
to
Or
close,
Is he on the back of your wand and you're like driving like, move left, I'm sorry, okay. Like he's whispering in your ear like, move,
check
go,
your
go.
blind spot.
Jesus Christ.
We're the only one up here. And you still have to check.
Damn.
You still have to check, Crystal.
I don't know. So as far as like seriously continuing these films, what kind of movie would you guys want to see, or not movie?
I like a
franchise,
revamp of The Cursed Child.
but- So do you want to see the son have that? What is it called?
I want to see him go to the dark side. You know, I want to see him become strong and kind of turn into like a Voldemort character almost, and you know maybe they'll have a series where it's like you know they eventually have to defeat him.
His son.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I like the idea of. Okay. Well, I'm thinking like, do you want to see a kid growing to be an adult kind of story? Would you want to see that in his kid? So the same way that he had that
Yes.
transition from Harry Potter in his
Mhm.
first day to like, but you want to see that we
An
could get
evil
that
adult.
on like a slow corruption level, and you see Lily, the daughter, have to like challenge her older brother. Would you want to see
Yeah.
the daughter be the hero of that story, where the son falls into the dark side because he couldn't live up to it, but through like compassion, Lily tries to reach out to her brother until she finds out that it's too late, and that Albus, Harry's firstborn, is like fully onto the dark side. That
I love
sounds
it.
so sad and like.
It does, but I mean, I think it's
That
got
works.
it's got some
Dang.
good bones to it.
Maybe at the height of it, he could do that whole Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, and kill Harry Potter.
You
Damn,
better.
that would be gnarly.
I mean, there's
would
a lot of
actually
Star Wars ties to it.
Or
if you're
have-
gonna do a sequel. This with like the bloodline ideas and stuff, like you'd have to tie into all that, like the sibling rivalry. I think it's just an easy way to do it, just thematically speaking.
I feel like you should have a new story that really challenges like the ideas of their parents.
Yeah.
Like how they have to live up to these great names and have their own adventures and all that. That it's almost like the pressure of it gets them in trouble and like gets more inner conflict. Because I found out that, or not I found out, but watching it, there's a lot more going on externally than there is internally with the Harry Potter characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see all of the characters grow to be more rather than like growing in different ways and like. And I might be wrong because you could like put up some examples that may be small or big that discount this, but I'm just saying as an overall, you just see Harry becoming more courageous. You see Hermione becoming smarter. You become Ron being like less like you just
less
see them,
clumsy. Yeah,
I want to see more like twists and turns with the characters and them trying to find out themselves rather than really more self-exploratory than cave exploratory. Which might sound boring and stuff, but I want to see them grow to be like more powerful, like wizards. Help them learn bigger and better spells than they did in their parents. Just if you want to get that visual stuff.
Okay, I definitely enjoy that. So for the sake of time, let's do some closing remarks here.
Well,
I loved the idea, Garrett, that you had about the separate movies for separate houses and then a team at the end that explains the origin of Hogwarts.
I don't know about
My
a
favorite,
solo
for sure.
Hufflepuff movie, but just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I just broke it down as good as it's gonna get, sir.
No, okay,
It's being funded by PETA. It ain't gonna be your money.
Okay.
Don't go see it.
Hashtag save the
But when you
wars.
go see that
Oh,
Ravenclaw
shit.
movie, you're gonna be real disappointed, man. Real disappointed.
I
I
think
something, but that's just a good cue to let us know that time's running out.
Yeah, okay.
I just unplug lights.
No, you had a good series. Like that's a good idea.
Good idea. Good
Garrett,
idea.
what do you think out of all these ideas were your favorite?
The Hufflepuff movie's definitely up there, and then her appearance in that Ravenclaw movie, dealing with what happened in that Hufflepuff movie, is definitely probably the move. But yeah, I think like your idea with the whole continuing of like the cursed child nonsense is a good way probably to save most fruitful earnings for your money as far as box office if you could get all the original actors back and whatnot. Like I think that's just
that
what
also is the difficulty of trying to get them. I mean, yeah, because that would also change stories and stuff.
but it would be a bit huge deal. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Well, probably might be all down.
What was your
Huge.
favorite thing, Darius?
You guys said the big things that I both like really liked, but I feel like just a safe way or at least something going while you make these movies or something. I want to see a Netflix series, but anthology that focuses more on like the little things of the world, and done to like a more just. I don't know. I want to see different. Like one season, I want to see it all about Quidditch and be like a sports series. And the next series or the next year, I want to see like a crime mystery. I want to get different things, like a different taste of the different aspects of the wizarding world. I'll keep it all wizarding, but I want to see just the smaller bits and like take a closer look at it.
All right. Well,
like
that's
that.
all been awesome. And I've been Jake,
I've been Dare.
I've been Garrett.
and this has been To Be Continued. Thank you, folks.